Damn, I shot a lot of shots.
How do you get used to this? Feel like twice in a week?
I mean, I don't want to have to depend on it, but it's something that's been very fun, man. I think that we've seen a lot, these last 3-4 weeks of the season and whatnot, and it prepared us for moments like such. And it's a thing of beauty right now. It's playing some great basketball.
How do you keep your head in focus when you're down 40 seconds to go, don't have the ball, but you guys can still do it?
There's always time on the clock. That's what we keep telling ourselves. We know how our pressure, wears on teams. I think that we did a good job of, applying the pressure a lot better in the second half. But, they came out, picked their pressure up and whatnot, and I think we responded, accordingly.
You tipped the rebound to Ty on that last shot. Take me through that moment for you.
Yeah, I didn't think I don't remember who shot the free throw, but Ty shot it. I didn't expect him to miss. I don't know if he did it on purpose or what his plan was, but right place, right time. At times it just happens. Basketball guy's a blessing, and again, I was at the right place, right time. I was able to get to him, and he did the rest.
What did you guys just have to shake off, especially after the first quarter?
We expected it. We expected a punch like that. We wanted to be the ones that throw the first punch, but it doesn't always go that way. They again picked up the pressure, picked up the physicality. They hit shots. Donovan was ultra aggressive, and again, you have to be able to sustain that for 48 minutes. And we were banking on our conditioning and just our mental toughness.
You just mentioned Donovan. Obviously, he's just going the rim over and over again. What was it like for you guys just as a whole to try to defend him, basically, and what did you try to do to make yourself on him as you could?
Yeah, Don's a special player. I've been a fan of his for a long time. We got the chance to play together, Team USA basketball, World Cup, a few years ago, and that's my first time really being able to see him work in person. And he puts in a lot to his craft, and obviously they were undermanned tonight. He had to do a lot more, but we knew the ball was gonna be in his hands. He's difficult to guard, but again, it's a wear down effect. For 48 minutes, you got to keep making shot after shot after shot after shot, and I guess we live with the results.
You just mentioned that this conditioning part. Obviously, Rick goes to an all-sub lineup, kind of midway through 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, sticks mostly with that group until, I guess, the last few seconds, and sticks with you, Drew, Ty for the full 12, Andrew, Pascal, and Ben, the other three guys. Did you have a sense that was coming, basically, when you went with that all-sub lineup, that close to 12 was going to be asked to do in the fourth, basically, and how much do you think what they were able to do kind of hold it together during that stretch?
Yeah,
you guys
it's testament to what they've done all season long. We're able to depend on them, moments like such, and I always prepare myself for anything. I wasn't sure if I was playing the whole fourth or what the deal was, but if I was out there, I'm gonna give everything I got, and this time of the year, there's no such thing as tired, so you just got to play through, let adrenaline take you, and deliver.
Myles, is there a different type of pressure now that you guys do have a 2-0 lead heading back home?
It depends on how you look at it. I think that I enjoy the pressure. Yeah, that you call it. I enjoy being able to have a 2-0 lead and go play at home in front of our fans that, quite frankly, have been there for us all season long. So some call it pressure. I call it a privilege. It's a privilege to go and play this time of the year, especially at home.
They really put a lot of pressure on Haliburton, denied him the ball. Just defending him well through the first couple quarters. He turns around, has that fourth quarter, 11 of his 19. What impressed you the most about just maybe tonight, just the way he handles these situations, like to be able to have that turnaround like that?
Yeah, I think teams try to pick on him a little bit. They're going to put him in every action defensively. Like you said, they're going to pick him up full court, try to body him, try to put him on the floor. Just his resiliency, man, with his frame and just his ability to, just get downhill and obviously create for us. It's huge, and he enjoys the moments. Like you just saw. He wants the ball in his hands. There's a lot of guys I've seen, even guys I've played with that doesn't necessarily want to take that shot or doesn't necessarily want to be in the mix right there. But he relishes in those moments, and it's just a testament just to his work ethic, his mental toughness, his mentality, and quite frankly, that boy cold, man. He just does it over and over again.
Myles, last year you guys won 2 road games total the whole playoffs. What's different about this year's group, you say?
Experience. I think experience is everything. I think that this group has been together for about 3-4 years now, and when you have those, we'll take it to last year, and you're playing in the Garden in Game 7, or you're playing in the Boston Garden. When they're the best team, quote unquote best team in the league last year, was able to put that pressure on us. So I think it was great for us, to experience all that. So. Yeah, man, it's just you take that experience, you learn from them, and then you apply it, this time of the year.
just to go back to that, what do you feel like you guys do better to free him, basically, in the fourth quarter? Obviously, McKenzie's not a whole team thing to get him some shots when they're putting him on focus.
Yeah, no, we had to screen for him better. I think that you got to pick him off a bit and then able to give him the ball so he can bring it up full court as opposed to trying to screen for him in the half court. And I think he did a better job of demanding the ball, quite frankly. He went to go get the ball as opposed to kind of waiting. And, I think he did a good job of asserting himself.
Obviously, Drew and Aaron make a couple massive plays down
Man.
the stretch there. Aaron with the tip dunk and the steal. Just, Drew obviously had a bit of a tough night with the turnovers, but I mean, how big were both of those guys again to kind of come up with the plays that you needed to have when you needed to have?
Man, I say it over and over again. With this team, it could be anybody's night. You know what I mean? And just Aaron, he had 23 points, you know what I mean? And Pascal, he only had 12 tonight, you know what I mean? But the next game he goes for 30. You never know with this team, and it just speaks to the guys we have on this roster. Drew is one of the, if not the best, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Made a heads-up play, just like he did, in the Milwaukee game as well. And then Aaron, I expect nothing less from him, bro. He makes plays like that all the time, and. Again, people don't really watch his plays, so this might be a shock to some people, but it's how the way Aaron Neesmith plays basketball, man.
Myles, twice in a week now, we've seen you guys experience the euphoria of accomplishing what felt impossible. Just what does that feel like in the moment?
Man, this is the most fun I've had playing basketball ever, bro. Honestly, this group is special. I don't want to stop playing anytime soon, so we're just going to continue to keep getting better and better, drowning out the noise. It's easy to feel good for ourselves and be happy and whatnot and butter ourselves up. We already know the media's going to start talking about us now. Like, everybody's been doubting us, but all of a sudden it's like, oh, Pacers this. And we drown out that noise. We continue to work, keep our heads down, and take these 2 days to get ourselves right. And I believe it's Friday, ready to go at it.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Myles.
Thanks, guys.